Now, local government elections, it's in the air. And an unlikely group, or one that you might think to be unlikely, is expected to take up the task of contesting the local government elections. Well, what group am I talking about? The Reunited Farmers. And this would, of course, be a group of farmers from across Trinidad and Tobago who are specifically interested in the advancement of agriculture and the conditions for farmers in this country. But beyond that, they have an interest in seeing Trinidad and Tobago do better, be better. And they are picking up that task of moving forward to fill a lot of these municipalities across the country where that change can be effected. And I have with me this morning Davica Thomas, and she is the leader of the Reunited Farmers Alliance. Davica, good morning and welcome to AM Prime.
Hi, good morning, Nikoli. How are you? Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice. So, we're talking...
And I like your opening statement, an unlikely group.
Say again?
I said, I like your statement, your opening statement, an unlikely group.
Yes, and that's the thing. I think that the time now calls on, let's say, the most unlikely of us in society, unorthodox, coming forward and picking up the mantle to really bring about change in the country. Because no longer is there a particular profile of a politician. The farmer, the market vendor, the doubles man can all be politicians because if they understand the task ahead, they have something to contribute to this country, then why not? So hopefully your group and its members can really change the mindset of people when it comes to what politicians look like, should sound like, and essentially who they should be. But tell me, give me a bit of background into how did you get to the point of your group deciding that it wanted to contest local government elections?
Well, Nikoli, when you say unlikely group and you make mention of anybody, there is no profile for any one party or person getting into the politics. It can be clearly seen what the farmers are doing in the Netherlands. And they are moving forward because they want to have a say, that whatever affects them, they want to have a say. Now, everything we do is dependent on our membership. Our membership is 72,000 people strong. We have been lobbying. We started off as a lobby group. And you can see our banner at the back of me, Reunited Farmers.
Yes.
We were not alliance until recently. And we started off lobbying for the food crop farmers in this country who suffer from so many problems, predial larceny, little or no access to their lands, and all of the issues we will be hearing all over.
Yes.
Now, our membership spoke. They are fed up. They are tired of not being represented. They feel that they are being injustice. The currently workers have been waiting 20 years for their lands, despite a 2007 Dialsing Court High Court judgment. So our membership spoke, we voted, and they decided, you know what, we need to have a say in what happens to us, what affects us. And basically here we are today.
And it's so very important for people to understand the story behind this. Because when we think about, let's say, even the United National Congress, and for all that people may see, it started off, or at least we saw the sugar workers really taking action and deciding to get political. And sometimes that's what's required in this country. If you want to bring about that change, you have to get political. I can think about when I was very much involved, and I still am, in civil society, thinking to yourself, well, we in civil society have to wait for handouts from the government, subventions and so forth. And then we have to wait to see who gets elected so we will know if they will support our agenda or not. But we can come together and decide on who are the persons to be elected and can take forward that agenda. So much like how that issue of carony workers are waiting on their leases and so forth. And some of the information that I have from you guys is that there are 3,398 ex-workers who are still awaiting their residential leases, 3,000 still waiting for their agricultural leases, another 1,000 leases yet to be allocated, and 1,200 leases that were allocated, then dislocated, and still to be allocated. So we are seeing a real problem that you all are facing, and you're not just sitting down on the wayside hoping that somebody deals with it. You're taking matters into your own hands. How important do you think that is now in the country? In 2023, we're seeing the parties that have governed interchangeably for a number of years. Is the time right for this?
Absolutely. Any time is a good time because, as I said, these people have been waiting 20 years, and we're speaking about over 9,000 collective people that has been waiting for a visa package that was part of their settlement on the closure of Carney in 2003. In addition to that, there is a High Court judgment. So successive governments have breached this court order. I mean, a regular man on the street can't breach a court order and get away with it like this. And we have been on the ground speaking to people, and it's, they agree that it's about time that we stand up, and have a say in what affects us. Everything affects us. Agriculture affects us. Feeding people affects us. All of these things affects us on a daily basis. And as you say, we have to wait and see who gets into power to see how we can be given a handout or some sort of something. So yes, I think the time is right now. People are both fed up of both parties at this point in time. We have been on the ground. We have, as I said, we have 72,000 members who have voted for us and asked us, yes, we need to move to the next step, the next level, so we can have a say in what affects us.
And of course, for those people who maybe think that you all are newcomers or nowcomers, this has been an effort 4 years in the making. As I had read, the Reunited Farmers Group was born 4 years ago, and you have been extremely instrumental in seeing that come to light. When you started 4 years ago, did you ever expect that you would be 4 years later sitting discussing politics and your involvement leading that effort?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. One thing led to another, and our membership called for us. We usually have, we had over 67 outreach programs all over the country, and the sentiment is the same. We need to do something. What is the next step? What is the next level? So you are lobbying on our behalf. What do we do next? What if this land is not given to us? 20 years has passed, and the court order has been breached. No one cares. What do we do next? Do we sit another 20 years? No, we can't. We wouldn't. Yes. And one thing led to another. We decided, okay, this is the next step. Our membership is supporting us. There are over 22 NGOs and other parties that are on board with us as of this time. So yeah, this is where we are today.
Nice. And I know along the journey 2 years ago, you all would have called on the public asking for support in the campaign against the government to settle the ex-Carney workers' visa packages. And a number of notable persons would have stepped forward. You saw Philip Edward Alexander, Herbert Volney, former justice, the late former justice, David Abdullah, Raul Henry, Dinesh Rambali, Kirk Sinnett, and the list goes on and on.
Yes.
Has that support been building over the years from other entities seeing value in what you all are seeing and pushing?
Yes, they have. They are committed to us. They came on board. We made a clarion call for the public to come and support these workers, because these workers are all over the country. And a clarion call was made by myself 2 years ago. These people came on board, and they have continued to show support for the Reunited Farmers. And now they are showing support for the Reunited Farmers Alliance, our new political party. Yes. In addition to that, there are over 22 NGOs that recently came on board, and several other political parties. And we would be doing another press conference next week sometime.
Nice. And I know that based on the information provided, that your organization has been registered with the EBC. The symbol has been registered. Tell us a bit more about that and that process.
Well, as I said, about a year ago, we were having consultations all over the country, and the sentiment being shared is we're waiting 20 years and we are losing hope. We don't know what to do. What shall we do? We need to be proactive. Yes. So we made a decision to register to the EBC, because these things take time. We registered to the EBC. I mean, in the event that we needed to use it, we were prepared. Yes. Because as you made mention earlier, we have to wait and see who's in power and who's going to help us. We were not going to take any chances. I mean, we are a proactive organization, and we decided, yes, we're going to apply. We're going to put things in place. If need be, we were going to do what we have to do. So we registered with the EBC. We were approved and we have the support of our membership. So here we are today.
Excellent. And for those listening on and wanting to know, well, what do you all have to offer? What are some of the things that you all are hoping to accomplish once elected? I guess some people will call it your manifesto, some will say your policy positions, whatever term we use. What is it that you all are seeking to accomplish once elected?
Well, we have a wide cross-section of people that are on board now. We have the PEP with Philip, and he has his issues that needs to be addressed. We also have the COP on board, and we have several other NGOs. So we would sit, and then we have our own issue, which we started off for lobbying for the food crop farmers and the carrier workers. So a comprehensive list of things that are very important or high on the agenda would have to be looked at first. It's a concerted effort between all parties. It's an alliance, so we have to make accommodation for everyone that's on board. But we definitely will be looking at the more serious and long-standing issues.
Understood. And from now until election, what does that pathway or that journey look like? Are you all expected to have, let's say, cottage meetings? You're going to have walkabouts? Have you all started mapping out what that would look like over the next couple of weeks?
Well, our plan is, as I said, we have several members on board. We would be sharing up the corporations as we go along, and we have already started our consultation. We have had 67 consultations over the last year or so. So we have been on the ground already talking to our membership, and that's why we are here today.
Excellent. And of course, the importance of alliances right now, because we have seen where on one end the opposition leader is calling on parties to come forward. So for me, that spells or that says that, alternative parties, as I say, because I hear that term, small parties and third parties and all of that. So alternative parties, alternative from the PNM and the UNC, are seeking to play an important role in this local government election because they're being called upon to form alliances, to come out and so forth. Do you think that this overall will be a successful effort for those alternative parties? Is this the time when we might actually get to see change in this country?
I believe so. Regarding our communication or our talks with these smaller parties, we have all been able to reach a decision where everyone is comfortable and happy with the accommodation made for each alliance member under our umbrella.
Understood. And how can persons get in contact with you and the team, let's say they want to get involved? And I understand that the intention is to contest 141, all 141 electoral districts across the country on August 14th. So if persons are interested, how can they come forward and be a part of that?
Right. So they can go to our website. The people who are interested in joining us, the Reunited Farmers Alliance, that's our website. And also there's an email, Reunited Farmers Alliance at Gmail. And they can also contact 683-8008.
Nice. So that number again is 683-8008. Any final thoughts that you want to leave with our viewers right now as it relates to the Reunited Farmers and what you all are seeking to undertake?
What I would like to say, come on board, be a part of our alliance if you need to have a say. If things that affects you every day, is bothering you, or if you feel that you don't have a voice, this is the party to be on, the Reunited Farmers Alliance.
Excellent. Well, I wish you, of course, the best of luck. Change is necessary in this country, and we need all hands on board and all boots on the ground in order to make this place that is ours the kind of place that we want it to be. For far too long, we've been complaining, we've been quarreling and throwing our hands up in the air, but it's always a beautiful thing to see citizens taking matters into their own hands, stepping up to the plate and answering that call for change. Not just making the call, but answering the call as well. So thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing with us about the Reunited Farmers Alliance.
So Nikolai, I would publicly like to invite you as well to come on board with us. So please feel free to call me.
I will, definitely I will.
We do appreciate all the assistance and all the team effort with everyone coming on board and being part of the alliance to make a change, to actually have a say in what happens and what affects us in this country.
Fully agree with you. No problem at all.